Hey everybody, it's Eric from EPAutos.com, your libertarian car guy. Wanted to describe for you and then tell you about one of the things about new cars that just bugs the living daylights out of me. And that is what they call lane keep assist technology, or some permutation of that. It's unavoidable in new cars, they all have it. If you're not familiar with lane keep assist technology, I guess it's designed for people who are too busy pecking at their cell phones to keep their car in its travel lane. So when the cameras that are embedded in the car sense that one of the wheels is touching the painted lines to the left or the right, i.e. the center line or the shoulder line, electric motors will attempt to steer the car back into its travel lane. Most people may not be aware that pretty much all the new cars now have electric assist power steering rather than exclusively hydraulic assist power steering, as used to be the case in the past. And those motors are the ones that are used to give you this sort of like moving back and forth thing in the steering wheel. Now, there's a secondary consequence of this, and the part of it that really bothers me, aside from the fact that it's been made effectively standard in all new cars, even though a lot of us don't like it and don't want it, and it is this. If you, let us say, execute a pass, right? There's a car ahead of you and you want to get around it, so you briefly go into the opposing lane of traffic, you pass the car, and then you move back into your travel lane. If you do that without signaling both times, left to make your initial crossing over into the opposing lane, and then again to signal back that you're going back into your travel lane, you'll experience this phenomenon of the steering trying to correct your driving. So, you know, you have gone into the opposite lane of traffic, you're passing the car, and you're about to move back over to get ahead of that car and back in your travel lane. And if you don't signal, you'll get this pulling, jerking sensation on the steering wheel. Now, you know, it's not enough to make you go off the road or anything like that, but it's absolutely enough to unsettle the smooth maneuver that you are trying to perform. Now, some will say, well, why don't you just signal? Well, the reason why is because it's not necessary. It's obvious what you're doing. You know, the guy you're passing, I think he can tell that you're passing, and I don't think you need to signal your intention to move back into your travel lane. So what is this all about? Well, what I think it's all about is, again, it's about conditioning people to just kind of re-emphasize this obnoxious lesson to be a rule-following automaton. You should always signal every single time you change lanes or some other thing like that, is what they'll tell you. And of course, that's preposterous. It's preposterous in the sense that it's infantilizing. It is not necessary to signal every single time that you make a lane change. You know, there are times when there's no other traffic on the road, or I've come across a Clover who can't handle going faster than 27 miles an hour because it's a little bit wet outside and he can't keep his vehicle in its travel lane either. Safety first. At any rate, so, you know, you're put in this position, rock and a hard place of, if you want to drive smoothly, you have to perform the ritual of turning the signal on and off. And you can't just like tap the signal anymore either. You know, it used to be in the old days, old cars, you could just engage the turn signal to give one flash. Now, of course, you touch it and it has to flash 3 or 4 times, or however many times they set it up to do, which again is just cloying. It's just behavioral modification. It's this constant parenting that we're subjected to by technology and by the people who are pushing all this technology. So that's my rant for this early Sunday morning rainy day. More over at EPAutos.com, the web's best libertarian gearhead site. Thanks as always for listening, and we will have more for you again soon.